fact check that shit, you can call Sally Schwab. I called her at 3 in the afternoon and I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I am. And I'm also in a vacant apartment. Anywho, last night Emily McNamara and I were up late, painting our nails and talking about boys. And I turned to her and said, Emily, did you ever think that when we were 12 years old singing show tunes at a summer camp in New Rochelle, that we would ever be where we are today? I clearly turned out gay. No surprises there. Singing show tunes at a summer camp when you're 12 years old is kind of like a no-brainer. But I'm a published author, recovering alcoholic, and all-around fucktard. And you are the Empress of Gay America, about to read a chapter of my book about me pissing my pants in the middle of the West Village. Would you have ever believed that this is what our future held for us at age 12?
Yes.
And she turned to me and said, I mean, that's pretty much what I was hoping for, but I'm not sure. Please welcome my very, very, very good friend, Emily McNamara.
This is going to be tough because I don't know how to read. Alright, come on. Here it goes. It was a rainy evening, and the drops of water hitting the pavement reminded me of having to pee. I was only about 5 blocks away from home, but with every step I took, the more I needed to pee. Suddenly, I flashed back to when I was in the 6th grade, and for some odd reason, all of the bathrooms in my school were locked, and I ended up peeing my pants. Unfortunately, as I was hustling down the avenue, that was the only image I could remember, until finally I stopped dead in my tracks. What if I just pee my pants? I asked myself aloud. Then I remembered that I had moved into this fabulous new duplex apartment with 2 strangers, and they did not know the heights of my alcoholism. I had only lived with these girls for 2 months, and I did not think that they were ready to experience my drunken shenanigans firsthand, even though a week beforehand I found one of my roommates passed out drunk in the hallway with her key still in the door. As I contemplated what to do, I peed my pants. Damn it! I screamed. I was in a brand new suit. And I was standing at the corner of 7th Avenue and Charles Street, pissing myself. It was already coming out, so I just went with it. Once it starts, there's really no reason to stop it. As the pee warmed my legs and went down my shoes, I continued walking up the street. A homeless man glared at me with a look that said, "Oh yeah, I've been there." I was so embarrassed to be seen by anyone. I began walking briskly in my piss-soaked clothes until I reached my apartment. I had hoped that my roommates would be asleep, as it was now 4 in the morning, but I noticed that one of my roommates' lights was still on. Motherfucker! My roommate was such a chatty Cathy that I knew she would want to come out of her room and go over the evening's events while we braided each other's hair. I had to find a way to cover up the fact that I had peed all over myself, but how? Then I realized I could create an elaborate lie to get myself out of this mess. That never fails. I took a nosedive into the biggest puddle on the street, walked up the steps and into my apartment, dripping wet. "Oh my God, Mark, what happened to you?" my roommate says as I enter the door. I fell onto the hallway floor, and after entering, I fell onto the hallway floor after entering the apartment and laid spread eagle. "You'll never imagine the night I had," I said, grasping for air. "Are you okay?" my roommate asked. "Man," was all I could come up with. "What?" "A man," I said. "A man tried to rape me." "What?" my roommate said. "Are you okay? We have to call the police." "No," I screamed as I leapt to my feet. I mean, I think he was trying to rape me, or mug me. I'm not sure." "Mark, we have to call the police," my roommate said. "What if he followed you home?" "No, I'm sure he didn't." My roommate gave me the once-over and noticed I was soaking wet. "Why are you all wet?" "Well," I said, gasping for air, I had smoked about 2.5 packs of cigarettes and drank about 40 beers, so I was in no condition for all of this physical activity. Creating an elaborate web of lies, on the other hand, I was totally up for. I was walking home from the bar, a bunch of us were out for New Year's, and I was walking home alone, and I noticed that someone was following me. Every time I began to walk faster, he picked up his speed. I was getting really scared, so I began running, and he came running after me. I still had not thought of any excuse for being soaked to the bone, so I paused. And, well, the only thing I could do was to play dead. So I fell into the biggest puddle I saw and pretended to be dead. You know, like those goats in Ireland.